That is probably the craziest thing I will ever say on this channel. What's up everybody, and welcome back to The Modern Actress, and Happy New Year. My name is Alli, aka The Modern Actress, and I created this channel to share honest and real content in the entertainment industry. In today's video, I'm so excited to be talking about pilot season 2021 and if it is worth it if you should move to LA for pilot season. This question I have been getting a lot recently. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I put a questionnaire box out a couple weeks ago and I asked for you all to give me an idea for content ideas, and this question came up a lot from a few of you guys, and I got a DM from a gal asking specifically if she should move to Los Angeles for pilot season for a couple months. So I'm here to talk to you all about what that is and what it's going to look like for 2021. So if you're interested in watching today's video about pilot season 2021, keep on watching. Okay guys, so if you don't know what pilot season is, it is a time in the past where networks would have this time in the year to audition all of their upcoming new shows, right? So we're talking about like ABC, NBC, Fox, CW, you name it. Those big like primetime TV network series. This is when the pilots were going to start auditioning, and then the pilots were going to shoot, and then they would determine if they were going to get picked up for a series or not. Pilot season usually in the past was January to February, right? Like this crazy busy time in the year. But let us not forget, like we have so many streaming platforms that pump out shows all year around. So it's no longer like a time where like the TV networks had to be scheduled a year out in advance, and like they knew which shows were going to be coming out in the fall and which shows were coming out in the spring and which shows were being summer. Like they're like network TV is still keeping kind of on that pattern, but we have streaming now that we have to consider that's coming out all the time. So I would say pilot season is honestly year-round. So now that we know a little bit about what pilot season is, I think in the past it was like this magical time where everyone came in and you got seen by all these casting directors and you got, you know, really close to being a nobody to becoming a somebody. But that's really not the case, and that hasn't been the case for at least the past 4 or 5 years from what I've seen. I've been out here in LA for a couple of years, and even before I moved here, this piece of knowledge was true. So there's a couple of things to consider now living in current day pilot season, you know, entertainment industry, what have you. First and foremost, like pilot season is really now designated for working actors. I consider myself a working actor. I hope you all consider yourselves a working actor. But what I mean is someone who already has booked some credits and has something on their resume substantially. And so we're talking about the people we're already seeing on Netflix. We're talking about, you know, people who have been in shows already. So that is where it's a little tricky, because now casting directors really form relationships with agents and managers whom they already know to bring in their talent to be seen for these new pilots. So that being said, we have to keep in mind that if you are not represented, it's going to be a lot harder to get into the door for these opportunities. I wouldn't let that discourage you, but that's the truth. If you don't have an agent that has the connections that you're looking for, then perhaps let's take some time to build your resume and build your reel and kind of get some more experience planted under you and more concrete. But anyways, now that we're going into 2021, I want to just specify and clarify, like guys, we're still in a pandemic. Los Angeles is still not in a very COVID-free zone at all. Like Los Angeles is probably one of the worst places in the city, actually in the country, I should say, in the world right now. So it's unfortunate that everything in LA is still shut down. And if there's going to be a pilot season this coming January, February, March, we don't even know what that's looking like, because keep in mind, shows that were supposed to shoot in 2020 have been completely delayed due to COVID. And so I know like something like Stranger Things, they were supposed to shoot in April of 2020, give or take, I think, somewhere around that time. And now they're barely starting to begin right now. So all of those pilots and all those shows and all of those feature films that were already scheduled to run got shut down too. So you have to think, guys, we have been on like a year of uncertainty in the industry. You know, we don't really know what's gonna be the that what was already picked up is going to shoot. We don't even know if networks are going to continue onto their schedule on picking up pilots that from 2020 that they already guaranteed. So like last year was a year ago in the pandemic, and these pilots were supposed to go in the time that everything shut down. So I think everything is still kind of on edge and uncertain, especially the timeline for pilot season this year. I personally have not heard much about really if pilots are going to be picked up this year, what's going on, but I don't think it is worth it to move to LA right now for pilot season. That is probably the craziest thing I will ever say on this channel, because I highly encourage anyone who wants to move to LA to be in my network and in my social and, you know, be a part of this journey with me. But don't get me wrong, I love LA, that's why I'm still here, but I don't think career-wise and strategic-wise it's very smart for you or anybody to move out here for a short period of time. This gal that DM'd me, she asked if she should get an Airbnb for a couple of months, and I don't, from the bottom of my heart, I don't think that's worth it. One, because everything is virtual, everything is online, self-tapes are the only things, callbacks are over Zoom, like producer sessions are over Zoom, like everything when it comes to like the auditioning portion before you actually book and, you know, you start your process of doing, you know, all the onboarding whenever you book, whatever that is. It's really not worth it, you guys, because no one's meeting in person at all. Like nobody is. Everything is still very much shut down and on a standstill. So if you do have the opportunity to audition for pilot season, like let that come from the comfort of your own bedroom back home, from wherever home may be. But I would really advise against trying to be out here to be seen, because nothing is happening in LA. I will advise though, if you do want to move out here because you enjoy the lifestyle, you enjoy the beach, you enjoy the weather, maybe some of the food, but life in LA is not as open as it used to be, which is, it kind of sucks. Like I do stay here because I love the city. I love, you know, my friends and my roommates and my apartment and my neighborhood, and you know, I love what I'm doing out here. I love that the beach, I can go to the beach, I can go on a hike, like I can enjoy the outdoors still and still get to enjoy my LA lifestyle. But if you're moving to be in LA specifically for the industry, just save, guys. Like LA is not going anywhere. Like we are still going to be here. The industry is still going to be here. But if you have the chance to save your money and tuck aside some savings for rent or expenditures or whatever it may be, really take that time. So instead of worrying about, you know, submitting to pilot season this year if you don't have a rep or you don't have any credits, like really use this time, all of this downtime, to create your own content. And that would be my closing advice to you all. If you want to really take time to create a couple great solid self-tapes, you know, like there is nothing wrong with putting yourself on tape, you know, seeing a scene on a film that you really like, transcribing it and working on it, getting material from class and other sides and fleshing that out. Even if you want to take it as far as like shooting your own short films, like I have done that here in my apartment. I have talked to friends about getting together and shooting some content. You guys, there's nothing stopping us from making this career our own, and it's so great that we have the technology to make a career for ourselves without being represented. So my closing advice for you all in terms of pilot season is, if you don't have a manager, if you don't live in LA and you're still interested in getting yourself into the industry, just create. Put yourself on tape, do a short film, reach out to someone you know who can read with you or work on something with you, and then send that to reps. Send that to talent managers, send that to agents, send that to casting. Like say like, this is what I've done, watch me go. That is like one of my favorite sayings, is watch me go. I believe that from the bottom of my heart. So how this all ties into pilot season, you know, the world is uncertain. Everything is still closed. Everything, auditions and callbacks are virtual. Pilots from last year are still being considered to be shot this year. Guys, it's just gonna be this kind of train wreck we're gonna be on for a while. I know everything is not moving as fast as it used to be. I haven't gotten on an audition in 2 months. That's cool. But guys, the industry is really not going to be back on its feet until something changes, right? Until there's a vaccine or until there's a cure, or like whatever the case may be. It's just like really hectic right now with networks and everyone trying to figure out what they have had already done in the past versus what's going to happen this year. Same thing with managers and agents, like their talent didn't work for a year, so they're trying to get their talent being seen. So there are a lot of different aspects and variables that are going into it, but do not let that shy away from letting you chase your dreams. Guys, I am here for you. I always advise people to move to LA. If you want to live here for the lifestyle or if you want to be here for the industry, totally up to you. This is just my kind of rant and tidbit for the night. All right, so that is basically it for today's video. I hope you guys found something insightful and inspiring, educating, anything like that. If you want to check out my videos right here where I talk about all about life in LA as a working actor, then please feel free to do so. Also, don't forget to give this video a like and a subscribe. Turn your notification bell. My goal for this year is to reach 1K subscribers, so help a girl out. All right, that is all for today. I'll talk to you guys later.